Hello, I'm Eric Hunter. In front of this curtain, beneath the longest hair I've ever had on an episode before. My barber's gone. I don't know where he's at. Trevor, if you're watching, please come home. This is Behind the Curtain. Here we showcase student productions, whether it be short film for class, a personal project, or even a feature film. This week we'll be discussing the film An Alert, written and directed by Carter Burkhart. It's an eerie film about a guy who receives unnerving news resulting in extreme paranoia. We've all been there, so we'll speak with him afterwards, but first, let's take a look.
Where you heading?
Oh man, I missed some important lectures and stats, so I'm gonna head to Kevin's and he's gonna help me, catch up.
You walking there?
Yeah.
It's freezing outside. I can drive you there if you want.
Nah, man, I got the rug. It's fine.
All right. I'll see you later.
Later. Oh, I forgot to lock the door when I took out the trash. Can you get that?
Gotcha.
Cool, man.
I can get rid of them later.
The following broadcast is being transmitted at the request of the Department of Defense of the Republic. At 10:45 Eastern Standard Time, an unexpected threat is rapidly consuming the nation currently. The death toll is uncertain, but already is estimated in the millions. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Keep your doors shut and do not answer the voices outside, even if they sound familiar. Stand by for further updates.
Mark, can you get the door? I forgot my keys when I left. I can't get myself in. Mark, you there? Come on, man, it's freezing outside. Please let me in. I'm freezing. Come on, man, I'm tired. I just want to go to bed. Let me in. Come on, Mark, I really need to get inside. Mark, are you there? Mark, this is a prank. This is a fucking terrible prank, dude. Let me in. Mark, I see you right there. Open the damn door. Where are you going? Who are you calling? kill you.
911, what is your emergency?
I need help, please. My friend is outside my house, but he's like a fucking mannequin or something. Please, just send somebody.
Sir, there's nothing to worry about. Let your friend in. He won't hurt you.
What? No, please, send somebody. Fuck. What is happening?
Mark?
Welcome back. We're here with Carter Burkhart. Carter, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Appreciate it. Wonderful. So we always ask the same question. I'm interested. Was this a personal project? Was it for a class? Where did the motivation to make this film come from in the first place?
Well, this is more a personal project myself. It wasn't for any class, but I did use it for my Bachelor in Fine Arts application for filmmaking, if you know what that is. And
I'm familiar. Yeah.
I felt that I myself needed a film to apply on there. I wasn't just going to use screenplays. I wanted something professional. I didn't do a professional project that I directed like with my camera. It's just been iPhone projects like in high school. So I felt that I needed to put something out there.
Okay. So was this like your first ever like short film you made then, or like first ever professionally made one?
I'd say professional wise.
Okay.
I did an action movie in high school on my iPhone in one night with my friends. None of the planning that's supposed to go into actual filmmaking, no storyboarding, nothing. So I've done short films, but this is like the first professional one where like I went into pre-production,
Right.
I planned it out, I storyboarded it, I found actors, crew, and what's usual in the production aspect.
Yeah. So you shot an action film in high school on
Yes.
your phone. Did you shoot it portrait or did you shoot it landscape?
I shot it landscape. I know.
Good. That's a relief. I'm glad to hear that. So an alert is it's a horror movie. I don't get scared very easily by horror movies, especially like short films, because those are usually like a little cheesier because they got to get all the tropes across quickly. But yours was like, it scared me. It was freaky, and I think it's the whole mannequin thing. There were a lot of mannequins in this film, and that kind of like went into my uncanny valley a little bit. It freaked me out. So I'm curious, where did the inspiration for to have mannequin? You didn't have to do that to me. Goodness. Where did the inspiration to use all these mannequins come from? What was the deal with that?
Well, thank you for saying that it scared you.
Yeah.
That's kind of an honor. I love when like a viewer just like I get a visceral response. I get what I intended to make out of the film in any viewer. What inspired me? There were multiple different factors. One, there's this sort of like subculture of like horror that's only on YouTube. It's called analog horror, if you ever heard of it.
No.
It is, the whole aspect is that it's basically like a horror short film, but it's like from the perspective of a TV. Like it's like, say, a hijacked broadcasting, and it's plays on like the fears of like, you know how creepy emergency alerts are when they
Yeah.
come on randomly. Like you don't expect it when it's gonna happen, and it's like very loud and sudden, and it's like very off-putting with like the robotic
It's a
voice.
terrible tone.
Yeah, and that's sort of what analog horror plays on, but like with twists, like say like it's about like aliens coming in, or it's like about like the moon suddenly turning blood red, and like stuff like that. It's very interesting stuff. I recommend
Okay.
looking it up.
Yeah.
Like
Very
such
interesting.
channels, like it's called like Local 58 or like the Mandela Catalog. Really
Okay.
like, yeah, it's like really niche horror.
Okay.
And for the mannequin, sort of like what you said, it's the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah,
If
for
you
sure.
if you know the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who, where like you don't see them move, but like they move. They're like standing still, like stiff statues, but
Yeah, I never drew
yeah.
that connection between the Weeping Angels and the mannequins. 'Cause
Yeah.
You never see them move in the film. But yeah, it was very off-putting in a good way, but yeah, off-putting nonetheless. Where did you get all these mannequins? Where did you find these just extra mannequins?
Amazon.
Oh, okay, it's that easy.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was around like $120 for a full display mannequin.
Really?
And I was like, okay,
That's,
I'll use this.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be that easy. I thought like we both had uncles with like fetishes. Anyway, if any of you are into analog horror or anything of that nature, check out some of the channels he mentioned. That's really interesting. But if we move on, this film was filmed in just like one place, one house. Where in location scouting, why did you choose this specific house? Was it just out of just convenience, or was there a specific reason?
Well, I typically I ask a crew member if I could borrow their house, and the person that provided it was Tucker Piedmont, my cinematographer.
Okay.
So shout out to him.
Yeah.
But I actually went to his location, and it's like right next to this like big park area. Like there's like a wide open like field, and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. Like if you want to put that on the TV, like the shot of the mannequin under the light, I just like walked around after the shoot, and I just like was thinking of like scary places to put it off in the distance, as if it's like subtly lurking in the background.
Are you referring to the establishing shot where it pans down and there's just a mannequin on the right side?
Not that one, but also that. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like just like a
I didn't see that the first time.
really.
I
I
saw
thought
like the
I thought it was
fourth-
kind of obvious when I put it in there.
Yeah, I don't have peripheral vision, so like I didn't really notice it. But seeing it the next time, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, there it is. But yeah, it was really creepy. So you mentioned your cinematographer. Any other shout outs you want to give? Who else did you collaborate with on this project?
Well, actor Ryan Yauger, that was his first film. He's actually a great actor. Zachary Cook, he's the person that becomes mannequinized,
Yes,
if you may.
mannequinized.
Zach Berger, he did the audio. Trishina Harris, she was my assistant director. And Akash Kaban, sorry if I butcher your last name, he was my camera operator.
Okay.
And Lucas Plank for doing the score.
Okay.
So a
That-
lot of credits.
I was gonna mention the score. The score was like very impressive. It was like very well done. It matched the cinematic like aspects of the film very well. What was the collaborative process for that? Did you like have something in mind?
Yes.
Or okay.
So I love John Carpenter, if you know who John Carpenter is. A lot of his scores are more synth oriented, and it's not like your typical like horror movie violin like stringing that's like I find kind of obnoxious sometimes.
Yeah.
Synth is more like, it sounds like otherworldly, like not, it doesn't like it doesn't sound like a traditional movie soundtrack, if you may.
Right.
And so I talked to Lucas, my composer, sort of like what I had in mind, and he just gave me like sort of an example of what he had, and I was like, I love it. Just like do it for the whole film, like hit certain like notes on like certain scenes, make sure like it stings up in moments, and just like I just remembered. I was mainly inspired by the Thing's theme, if you know what that is, by Ennio Morricone.
Okay.
John Carpenter directed
Yeah.
it. It's like just a subtle like synth heartbeat that like pulses a few notes.
I thought the use of the synth rather than like just a terrible visceral violin. I thought it was very conducive and just like cementing the otherworldly nature of this film, because it's not every day you see mannequins walking around wanting to kill people. So I thought that was really cool. This being a horror film, I noticed you used some elements of horror. There's some foreshadowing whenever Zach as Tom, right? Was that his name in the movie?
Yes. I
Yes.
believe so.
Asked the guy on the couch, can you lock the door? I forgot to lock it. I also noticed like a little element of parallelism where you had the Last Man on Earth.
Yes.
With Vincent Price playing on the TV. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was just a very cool added detail. Were there any other little elements of horror that you utilize? Any techniques other than that I looked over?
Well, the main element is, I'd say, what you don't see.
Yeah.
Which is his best friend knocking, or his roommate, if I may, knocking on his front door after what he just saw, to where he doesn't know to answer or not. He doesn't know what's on the other side, and you don't and like I said, you don't see the mannequin move around, but it moves, but it still has that same static position. So it's kind of the scariness of what you don't see, if you may. And I also, like you said, the foreshadowing to where that final shot to where he's standing silhouetted. Darkness is always a must in horror movies unless it's Midsummer.
Yeah.
And it's typical just foreshadowing build up to the eventual actual scare. And just overall general horror techniques.
Yeah.
I will say this, that one shot of where the camera is underneath the main character as he's reaching the door, that was taken right from The Shining. If you remember,
Okay.
have you seen The Shining?
Yes, yeah.
Where Jack is at the kitchen,
Yeah,
the freezer door.
I see it
and it's
now.
right underneath them.
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind of
cool.
awkward to film, but
Right. Well, I mean,
was
however you got to get the shot, man. Go
Yeah.
for it. But yeah, going back to the inclusion of the TV with The Last Man on Earth, whenever he fell asleep on it, did you take specific inspiration from that movie? Because it's based on the novel I Am Legend,
Yes.
where they made the film adaptation with Will Smith with those off-putting CGI skinwalkers. Anyway, I got on a tangent. But yeah, did you take specific inspiration from that? Because it's not the exact plot, but it's sort of the same thing where there's a global thing happening to everybody.
So with that, it's kind of just a moment of unexpected, quote unquote unexpected brilliance, to where I was I wanted to put something on TV. Obviously, I couldn't put a copyrighted show, so I looked through public domain. I looked a whole list on Wikipedia, and I found Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, and I kind of realized oh, it kind of matches the main character. He's all alone, nobody else there.
Yeah.
And when we were editing it with my because I literally just put my camera in front, did an insert shot of just the TV rolling the movie, and with my editor, oh sorry, I forgot to credit him, Tristan Reed. Sorry for that tangent.
No, you're good.
My editor and I, we were working in the lab, and we found that there's another unexpected moment that worked well, which is when the door knocked, Vincent Price puts his head down and starts crying.
Yeah.
And also just the imagery of the movie of him driving alone in this empty destroyed town with a church. And I just found it worked, but really I was just looking for a public domain movie to use so that no one would sue me.
Well, that's cool that you didn't plan it and it's just an unexpected moment of brilliance, as you said. That was really cool. And I thought it was the perfect movie to put on the TV. And a lot of people would have just put anything on the TV for those shots. Cops, something dumb, I don't know.
Andy Griffith, I don't know.
Andy Griffith, yeah. But I thought that was perfect. That was really cool. Yeah, you mentioned that you wanted to kind of cement those things of isolation through the movie because he was in this small house. Shooting in such a small house, or confined space rather, were there any particular challenges with that as far as crew moving around, equipment, etc.? Any blocking issues like that?
I'd say there weren't really any issues.
Any issues at all on the set? Or was it just smooth sailing the whole way through?
I'd say it's pretty smooth, actually.
Okay.
The only main issue was some of the crew had to leave early, and I didn't finish all the storyboards. I was kind of rushed on that aspect, so I had to just kind of jog my memory and just go off the whim. But I'd say that we finished everything on time. only went like 1 or 2 hours over schedule, and basically got all the shots I needed and I wanted.
Okay.
And I was, yeah.
Well, that's perfect. That's good that it was smooth sailing all the way through. That's always good to hear on a production. And it's cool that you kind of winged it at the end whenever you couldn't catch up with your storyboards. I couldn't tell. I thought it was a very cohesive plot, cohesive narrative. It all made sense, and it was a really good film.
Thank you.
So this is your first like professionally done thing since you've started pursuing this sort of thing in college. Anything on the horizon? Any plans for the future on future films? Any teasers you want to give the behind the curtain audience? Anything of that nature?
I do have one planned. I'm
Okay.
shooting it in mid-April, or April 15th and 16th.
Okay.
And the title's a work in progress, so far called Agents of Fabrication.
Okay.
Not really my favorite title, but it's all I have so far.
Yeah.
And can I give a plot synopsis?
Yeah,
if I
go
may?
for it. Yeah.
It is
Give us the
about
logline.
it is about an intelligence agent who's burnt, he's compromised, and his like quote unquote company wants to like kill him, but
Okay.
he's able to subdue an assassin that's sent by his agency.
Okay.
He's able to like restrain him and force him to sit down at a table and like talk to him.
Okay.
It's like think about whose side you're actually on, kid, kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's like a psychological kind of thing.
Yeah, it's more like it's like a paranoia thriller.
Okay.
And with some elements of action that I wanted to do, but it's
Cool.
mainly like a intense one-on-one
Sweet.
dialogue.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. If you're interested in that, keep a lookout for that. But yeah, with that being said, Carter, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having
really
me on.
appreciate it. And thank you for tuning in. As always, if you or a friend or anyone you know is interested in submitting a student production to be featured here on our show, there's a link at the bottom of the screen right now. Or if you're more of a copy and paste kind of guy or gal, there's a link in the description as well. Until next time, I'm Eric Hunter, and this has been Behind the Curtain.